What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my R&B review. This review right here, I have been so hyped to get to this album. This is very one of the most infamous, greatest release albums of all time. I mean, Prince's The Hits and the B-Sides, released in 1993 on Paisley Park from the Warner Brothers. Oh, if you're a Prince fan, you have to own this album. This compilation. You got to own it. And I'm not talking about buying hits one and hits two separately. I mean the whole deal. That's what I'm trying to say. A couple singles came out of this album. Pink Cashmere, Peach, and a re-release version of Controversy. Guest appearances are The Revolution, of course, Rosie Gaines, New. Oh, hold on, yeah, hold on. New Power Generation, Sheena Easton, of course, Maite, all them people. You know the deal. Okay, so I reviewed all of his albums except his first two up to the Love Simba album. So after that album was released, see that album was not nearly as good as commercial wise. It didn't do as good as Diamonds and Pearls. And what had happened was Prince wanted to release the New Power Generation album, their debut album called Gold Nigga and stuff like that. But what had happened was Warner Brothers decided to release this album instead because they have actually tried to release this album and stuff like that. Like one time in 1990, but Prince was working on Graffiti Bridge. Other time in Diamonds and Pearl. I mean 91 because he was working on Diamonds and Pearl. So Prince, I think he stood against it, but from what I've heard, I don't know if it's really true. I've heard that Warner Brothers paid him to stay away from this project, and they picked out all the songs. I don't know if that's really true or not. I've heard conflicting stories over the years and stuff like that. But back to the Gold Nigga album. That album was not really released because since this album was released, the hits and the B side, that album was only available like if you went to some of his concerts at the tour, or if you call like his retail outlet and stuff like that. So it's very out of print, very hard to come by and stuff like that. Okay, so hits and the B side. So the first two discs are basically his greatest hits, like songs from Controversy, Purple Rain, Parade, Sign of the Times, 1999. You know the deal. But he actually threw some unreleased songs, which I'll get into a minute. But then the third disc, oh, the third disc is when you get the the raunchiest, the ahead of its time, the dirty, his B sides. And if you're a Prince fan, you gotta understand like his B sides were on some other shit. Like it was just so dirty, like which I'll get into in a minute because that's why this whole that's why like you gotta be like a really big Prince fan to own this album or this compilation. But yeah, yeah. So this was like a huge deal back in '93, but at the same time, um, I forgot to mention like, oh yeah, actually yeah, it was they did pay him to stay away from the project. I do remember reading that. But yeah, as I forgot to mention, like this like for this booklet, it has like a biography because he hired his manager to write a biography about him. So you see like dope pictures of him. You've seen this picture plenty of times. Like it just talks about like his life, his upbringing, his commercial success. and things of that nature. Like, and he guys gives you some interesting facts about Prince too. So yeah, so had gotten this album. I remember when I first saw this album when I was at Barnes and Noble. Um, I was just browsing around and stuff like that, and I saw this album. I was like, oh shit, because all these years I thought it was out of print, which I don't really think it's out of print, but I think it's like very very hard to come by. And so it cost about like $10. So I was like, I snatched it up right quick. Because most of the time people will sell this album compilation for, I've seen it go up to like $50, $40, you know. And then the vinyl version of the album, vinyl version, that goes for arm and a penny too. So yeah. All right. So like I said before, the first two discs are basically his greatest hits compilate, greatest hits. But there are certain, but the only songs I have not really fully reviewed are the songs from his first two albums. So I'll say my opinions on those songs until I review those albums and stuff. All right, so track number 11 on the first disc, "Nothing Compares to You," is the live version featuring Rosie Gaines. Everybody knows that song because the Sinead O'Connor version. I have to be real with you guys. I never liked that song, and it's kind of crazy because that song was from the family. It was a family song, like one of his protege with Jerome from the time Susanna. But like it was just an album track, so Sinead O'Connor just covered that song. People forget that that was originally from the family though. And I need to review that album one day. So yeah, back to that. I never really been a huge fan of the song, but I admit I do like the live version because I love when Prince and Rosie Gaines get together. So it's a bittersweet for me. Then in the same disc one we have Pink Cashmere, one of my all-time favorite Prince songs he's ever done. This was originally for the Rave Unto album, the original one that was supposed to come out in 1988, but he ended up scrapping the album. Um, and then he wanted to work on Batman, I believe. So he written this for his like girlfriend at the time named Anna Fantastic when she turned 18, and he gave her like this very nice pink cashmere jacket, and it has the name Anna Fantastic written embodied on the sleeve and stuff like that. And so I think I read to this day his girlfriend still kept the jacket. Like one thing I love about the song is like that beat, like that bass line. Like I can you just picture that song like you in the sunset and you just with your lover or something like that. Y'all just watching the sunset and shit like that, you know. And then we're gonna get down to track two. I mean the disc two. We're gonna have a song called Peach, which is basically like a bluesy version of Cream. A lot of people have said that over the years. That song was okay. I was never really like a huge fan of that song. Like a lot of people love that song a lot, but I was not really a huge fan. Although I do like when he goes like to when he does the blues and stuff like that. I do like that. By the way, check out his performance of Motherless Child. By the way, check that shit out. You'll not regret it. Then we have Pope, which is the second to last song on this too. That was not. I'm not a fan of that though. Yeah. Now, here we go. This is gonna be the B sides. B sides. The first track is Hello, a B side to Pop Life. Very dope B side. You guys should know this song was written when the whole "We Are the World" situation, because back in 1985, when after the American Music Awards, I mean, a lot of the major pop stars did "We Are the World," and Prince declined that, and a lot of people kind of like, what the fuck? Because at that time, it might have not been, it might not be huge at this time, but at that time, it was like a huge deal at that time. And what made matters worse was when they were recording "We Are the World," he was at a nightclub, and from what I read, his bodyguard got into a fight with somebody, and he had to bail the bodyguard out, and that got like a lot of bad press. Got like a lot of bad press. Like a lot of people called him arrogant and things of that nature. Me personally, I feel like it's just bullshit because they act like he was the only major star at that time. Like, and he did contribute a song to that album, by the way, which I will get into later on the B sides. But you didn't hear like, a lot of these other major stars at the time. Like Mick Jagger had just released a solo album at that time, and things of that nature. Or they didn't ask any other artists, but they got mad at Prince, which I kind of felt like it was kind of fucked up. But now it wouldn't be a huge deal now, but around that time, people were just losing their minds around that time. But other than that, let me get back to the song. Hello, um, I love the keyboards and that's on that song. Like very dirty. I love how dirty they made the keyboards and shit like that. Very dope song. Nice way to start off the album. That was a B side to Pop Life, by the way. Then we have 200 Balloons, which was a B side to Bat Dance. Um, that song was the original song he was going to contribute to the movie, but it didn't end up making the Batman album because they played "Baby I'm a Star." I think they played. But I said they played "Baby I'm a Star" when they would have the Joker's balloon parade scene. 200 Balloons. That song was alright. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. Then we have "Escape," which was a B-side to "Glam Slam." Um, very solid song. It's like a more playful song. I could have definitely saw that on Love Sexy and shit like that. And then we have Gotta Stop Messing About. Now this was it was not a B side. Well, originally it was not a B side. It was actually just an unreleased song from I believe it was from the Dirty Mind, either Dirty Mind era or the Controversy era. I believe it was the Dirty Mind era if I'm not mistaken. And it got so much play like in the underground. Like once they released Let's Work the single, they put it as a B side, and it was groundbreaking because it was actually the first time he actually put a non-album track and it would be like this main part of his career and stuff like that. The song's basically about a woman, self-explanatory woman messing around with a lot of men and shit like that. Um, Though I love the keyboards on that one and shit like that. Very dope keyboards. Who did the keyboards on that song? Who did that? I believe he did them. I believe he did them. Yeah. Then we got Horny Toad, which was a B side to Delirious, and you can tell because it basically has like the same rhythm melody as Delirious and shit. Then we have Fill You Up, which is a B side of Party Man. Um, a little trivia about that. That was the original version was going to be on the unreleased Camille album, which most of the tracks ended up being on Sign of the Times. But it just dissolved when he was working on Sign of the Times and shit like that. So one word about this song, raunchy. That's all I'm going to say. Then we have Girl. That was a B side to America. Girl. That was an okay. That was an okay one. Then we have I Love You and Me, B side to the Arms and Orion. Like I said, like just like the Arms of Orion, it does remind me of that song. But I do actually like that song. I like the direction he went with that. Now from track 9 all the way down, it's just flawless. That's all I'm gonna say. Beginning with track 9, Erotic City. This is the B side to Let's Go Crazy. Oh shit. Definitely a very dope B side. This is like one of his most loved B sides of all time. Like ding 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 ding. Like that beat alone is dope. Um a little trivia about that song. He inducted Parliament and Funkadelic to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Him and his wife were up there on stage, and in his before he said that he saw a concert with them, and then that's when he went home and he did the song. He did the song in like a day and stuff like that. So I thought that was very dope. And also, this was Sheila E's first appearance on Wax, like basically the first time she worked with Prince, and it was on the album. Well, a placement, not like technically an album placement. So that's very dope. Sheila E and Prince always have a dope chemistry with each other. My opinion, that's like his best protege in my opinion, next to the Time and Jill Jones and shit. Which I need to get my hands on that Jill Jones album. Then we have Shockadelica, like the B side to If I Was Your Girlfriend. Um, that was a nice B side too. That would have been so dope. It was on Sound of the Times though. But that song is not like it has a little controversy with it because Jesse Johnson, an ex-member of the Time, or former member, as I should say, he actually was coming out with his solo debut called Shockadelica, and so Prince, he heard the name, he loved the name so much, he worked on a song, and he basically named the song Shockadelica, and Jesse Johnson did not like it, and they kind of battled over the name and stuff like that. So yeah. Mm. Then we have Irresistible Bitch, like, ooh, classic. Like, this is lyrics. Every Friday night, I call your butt up on the phone. A deeper voice answers and says you're not at home. That if you think that I'm a fool who go for any line, then honey, put down all your money, you and every time. Like, who the fuck starts a song off like that? Mm, like what I got from, but that's the B side to Let's Pretend We're Married. What I got from that song is, you know how basically this for my guys though. You know how basically you see this one girl, she's sexy and everything like that, and next you know it, she always plays games with you in public. But at the same time, when you're behind closed doors, like she's mostly a freak, like basically a fucking freak, and y'all basically putting on a show in the public, but y'all keeping y'all business down low. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what I got from that song right there, and it's one of my favorite B sides he's ever done. Like just the whole beat, like the whole fast paced drum beat, and then I also love the beginning where bomb, and then it just stops. It just abruptly stops, and it just sneaks back in. And like I've always dug that part too. One of my favorite B sides he's ever done. Classic B side. Then we have Scarlet Pussy, which was credited as Camille. B side to I Wish You Heaven. This actually one that I didn't really hear this one until when I was reviewing this album. I bought the album, and this is one of his most weirdest songs he's ever done. I have to say that. And it was originally it was for Sheila E. By the way, and I could have seen it because like I could have seen it on Sheila E.'s 1987 album. I could definitely seen it on there. But still, one of his most obscure ones. Check that one out. Then we have La 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 He B-side to Sign of the Times. What I've heard about that song was that song was created as a response by Sheena Easton because she dared Prince to write a song basically off a basic phrase basically. So yeah, that one's okay. Not really too big on that one. Then we have one that a lot of people say is the best B-side. She's Always in My Hair. B-side to Raspberry Beret. Um, this one right here, dope. Like one of his most trippiest ones. Like I could have definitely saw this on around the world in a day. Um, all my digital underground fans should know about that song, by the way. And yeah, I need to review some of their albums because they have some gems too. But I'm getting way off topic. Um, there we have my favorite B side, 17 Days. Like, like this out of all the B sides, I really wish he would have put this on Purple Rain. It fit perfectly, especially when he was depressed over Apollonia leaving him. But at the same time, you know, what I've heard about the song was if this was originally written for Vanity Six's planned second album, but you guys should know Vanity Six. Well, Vanity left the group and replaced by Apollonia Six. You guys know about that. And so Prince liked the song, so he worked the song for himself and stuff like that. And what's interesting is there's background vocals from Brenda Brenda Bennett because she was a Vanity Six member and stuff like that. So 17 Days, I love that song. I mean the beat, the lyrics, like basically that song's about like you calling up this girl and him had a fight and she left him. He called her and it's been like 17 days and she's basically ignoring his call and stuff like that. So it's kind of one of his most vulnerable songs. I would say that's one of his most vulnerable songs too. Like that's the B side to When Doves Cry. Like classic, classic, classic. Probably the best B side he's ever done, in my opinion. Then we have How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, B side to 1999. A lot of you guys know this as it was a song from Alicia Keys' debut album, Songs in A Minor, which I need to get my hands on that album. I actually I can always get it like the vinyl and stuff like that. I mean, it's not like a hard album to get. I see it in stores everywhere I go. So, but back to this, I actually do prefer the Prince version more, but I'm not discrediting the Alicia version, like, cause Prince had that gospel undertone to it with this song. So, very dope B side. Then we have Another Lonely Christmas, which was the B side to I Would Die for You. Um, you know, it kind of reminds me of Wham's Another Last Christmas, kinda, but with a twist. And it doesn't really feel like it could have been on Purple Rain though. But very, very dope song. Then we have God, which was the B-side to Purple Rain. This was the instrumental song that played when Prince and Apollonia basically fucked and shit like that, or made love. But I wanted that instrumental version because I could have done without this version because this is the vocals kind of messed it up. And if you watch that scene in Purple Rain, you would know like that beat with Prince and Apollonia. It just has that special feeling with the view and stuff like that, you know. Then we have For the Tears in Your Eyes, the live version. This was a song Prince submitted for the We Are the World album and stuff like that. But he just put the live version here. Um, very I'm not really a huge fan of that song anyway. I mean it's a good song, but I'm not like the biggest fan and stuff like that. But it's a very dope live version. I'll give it two. And then we have Power Fantastic, which was basically I believe that was on supposed to be I would say the Rave or Dream Factory. I'm not too sure, but that was a nice B side. My verdict on this compilation, this is a must have for every Prince fan. Like this was released at the height of his beef with Warner Brothers, and I kind of felt like this was like Warner Brothers' way of, I would say, mm, just trying to. brown nose situation and stuff like that. Cause I know how certain labels like if they know like if a certain artist is fighting over a label, the label will try to do all its power to like calm the public's eye because the public gonna be like, oh, he might leave, he might do this, so the label will try to sneak some of your recordings and release it to the public without the artist's intention. Prime example, like I've mentioned, the Marvin Gaye, the whole Love Man in a Lifetime fiasco. He was having problems with Motown, because he was divorced with Anna, fucked him up, and he was always battling Berry Gordy and shit like that. And so he was on a contract, and he was about to be all contract problems. So basically, what the label done, they take it and then they release it to make the public at ease and everything. Point blank, period. But when it comes to the music, I do love the music, and it's just the whole. This is like arguably like the greatest hits album you'll ever have because just look at some of the songs like timeless Prince songs like When Doves Cry, Uptown, Sign of the Times, If I Was Your Girlfriend, I Want to Be Your Lover, Dirty Mind, Do Me Baby. Um, then the B sides too like Shockadilla, Irresistible Bitch, 17 Days, How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore. Like those are like the songs like Die Hard, like a lot of Die Hard Prince fans know because y'all can if back in the day, B sides were like the real thing back in the day, and I wish like certain artists would do that more because when it comes to B sides, you get like the exclusive stuff, like the dirty songs that were banned from like the radio or the album and stuff like that. And it's kind of like the artist's way of like still sneaking in, like saying, "Oh, just check this out. Like you can get the album, but buy the singles too." And I wish artists would still do that today, but it is what it is. Like now, people can just put it on mixtapes, or you can just download it and stuff like that. They'll just leak it out of nowhere, which is cool. But at the same time, when it comes to B sides, it's like there's a certain mystique when it comes to B sides and stuff. But I have two gripes when it comes to this compilation. Gripe number one, I wanted him to put some songs from the Batman soundtrack, but I understood why because, as I mentioned before, when I reviewed Batman a couple months back, he basically he didn't own the rights to that music because it was Warner Brother or DC. DC owned the rights, and they approached him to do it. So he doesn't own anything on that. But I know what you guys are saying. How come there's still some B sides from the Batman era on this, like 200 Balloons and so on and so on? I mean, because I would say since he did really technically release it with that project, he owned that. So I would say that, but it is what it is. And my last gripe is, I wish he would have put some B sides from the Parade era on the third disc. I wish he would have done that, but because the Parade album is like one of my all-time favorite albums he's ever done. That's probably my top four albums, and I wish he would have like put some stuff. I think like Love versus Money. Um, what was the name of that one song? I can't really think right now, but yeah. But other than that, this is a very, 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 very good album. To be honest, I consider this album to be the final album during the first stage when he was just Prince before he became the artist. I will explain that when I review Come, but I'm gonna wait a while till I review that album. So this is Prince, the hits and the B sides. This album's very hard to come by. If you find it in stores, don't skip it because it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. If you find it in stores, peace.